Hi all, welcome back to Carrier Battle Philippine Sea, Scenario 6. This will be my part 49. So, I done 48 last night, kind of ended up on a bit of a messy sort of finish, didn't we? I'm sort of halfway in the middle of the search segment, I'm gonna. But kind of left myself going asking a question, trying to find out, because we've exceeded the commitment limit. Not quite understanding exactly what happens regarding forces. I haven't really got an answer. I think I just responded. There was Paolo mentioned his thoughts. He's just learning the game himself, I think, but his understanding was that these wouldn't be considered to come back into play again. Yeah, I'm good with that. Fine with that, but however, I just kind of wonder what happens to the level 0 forces that are out there. So the fact I'm not going them back, I'm not going to remove them, because it would surely say that they can't be considered to launch air raids, because that's one of the conditions as well. It needs to be a known carrier force. But if I was to search that and we were to draw a chit out the cup and it becomes, well, I really don't know. You know, if it becomes a level 1 carrier force, do I put that in play? Because there's no talk, we're over the commitment limit. I wouldn't have thought so, but there's nothing really to guide me to say that wouldn't happen. And the other thing is, it could become a surface force. But however, it's counted up within that check, and if you've got at least 4 surface forces, you don't want any more anyway. That's like the limit as well. So, I guess I might well get another response. Hopefully, the designer will come along and maybe clarify that about what is meant to happen there. But I'll just plod on with these for the moment, because these are still in play. It just says don't add new forces. So this force is actually in play, and if it was to, I think my response to Paolo was maybe it gets left in play, but can it become a level 1 and then upgrade to level 2 to level 3 to become a level 4? You kind of wouldn't have thought so for what we're talking about doing here, but I don't know. Right, so I will just plod on with that until we get an answer to that. Don't think it's really going to have any effect on things as we're nearing the end. So, yeah, fair enough. Right, and then... I spotted the mistake. Well, I spot this mistake. This mistake happens in part 44. What I'm at now, 49. So the mistake happens in part 44, and I don't notice it. I notice it in part 45. So I say, right, I'm going to go and check that and see what the outcome should have been, if it's any different. And then I kind of forget to go and check. So when I was watching back 45, I thought, I don't think I adjusted that. And, right, let me try and explain it, because I had a couple of comments for John Brown, and one of them was regarding this, and it was about the attack on our CVL Cabot, with that one Japanese naval air point, and it managed to do 3 points of damage. However, it should have been 2 naval Japanese air points, because I forgot to spend the fuel for my intercept mission. Okay, so where's that table there? So, hang on, get this up a bit. Right, so first of all, we had a not move air missions. Air combat. This happens first, and we had an intercept mission. It was a cap mission, 3 aircraft, and so we moved that into the hex. We moved that into the hex that turn in the air movement segment, and so we were able to carry out air-to-air combat. However, I forgot to spend the fuel, and he had 3 fuel left. And I knew this was going to happen, but I forgot about it. So he had 3 fuel left. So if I'd spent the fuel, it would have took him to 0, made him critical. And with critical fuel, there's a couple of important modifiers. Now, this one didn't matter because we rolled terribly against him, although we would have needed to roll much better. See, -2 firing units as interceptor in fuel critical state. That's what we were. So we would have gotten a -2 air attacks against both the fighter point and against the actual attack planes. But we rolled terribly. We wouldn't have hit anything, and that wouldn't have had any relevance anyway. It's not that we hit one of them and hang on. No, we did hit something. Because he had 3. No, he only had 2 points going into this fight. That's right, he only had 2. He had 3 initially, but we attacked him the phase before, and we took out 1 point. That would have been why we were not critical fuel, so that would have been fine, that one. So this one, yeah, it didn't matter to us. However, when it come to him firing on us, he would have been getting a +2. He gets +2 for versus interceptors in a fuel critical state, and I never gave him that. And he rolled a 6. He rolled a 6, and with that +2, would have been an A result. Would have meant that he would have aborted and come across to join the other naval air point, the one naval air point that was getting used for the attack against the ships. So he would have had 2 naval air points instead of 1. So, and then that coincides with where do we need to go now? Why have I got that table? Ah, yeah, that's the damage one. Yeah. So then into the anti-aircraft, and our anti-aircraft fire was terrible. We rolled a 1. We had a 60 and we rolled a 1. So we never hit anything there. And that's what caused all this, really. I mean, we only needed to roll a 2 or higher. And well, we didn't. So then, when we come down to our air attack, of course, I'm only counting 1 air point, and each air point gets 4 strength. I'm only counting 1, but he actually had 2. He actually had 2 and should have been getting 8 strength. So at first I thought it wasn't going to matter, and I say this in part 45 because when I look at, because for the 4 strength that I gave them, it was 1 die roll with a -1, and for the 2 units together with the 8 strength, it was 1 die roll with a +1. So I mean, yes, it's better, but it's not an awful lot better. However, they do get a good die roll, and it was a 7. And of course, this is when I go into the whole thing, and I make a mistake thinking that because this +2 per unit ready on the flight deck, and I'm looking up there and I've got 4 units in there, and I had a +8, but then I realised we've got to target 1 ship. There's 4 ships in this, there's 4 targets in this carrier group, so we've got to know which one we're targeting. So we roll a dice randomly and we get CVL Cabot, which happens to be lucky because there is no units ready on the flight deck or landed or in the servicing box. So with the die roll, they roll a 7, and of course I'm counting a -1, which makes it a 6, and then I go through all this and I start adding add 8 on and something like that, and end up thinking I'm going to get 7 hits. Anyway, when I realised that, I come back to it, and my result is obviously 7 with no the only modifier being the -1 there, which is 6. So I get a result of 3 hits. That's what I give the unit. Turns into heavy damage, flight deck, inoperable, etc. However, what should have happened was that 7 should have been rolled on this with a +1, so the 7 would have got a +1, becoming an 8, and taking it to 4 hits. And it is important that, because I first thought, well, is that any big deal? 3 hits, 4 hits. Remember, his hit capacity is 5, so I kind of figured it might not matter, but it does. There's a CVL there, and that's what we were giving him, 3 hits. So he would have been, his damage level would have been heavy, his anti-aircraft value and surface value would have been halved, and then you've got this restriction on the air operations, blah, blah, blah. However, with the 4 points, you can see he's crippled, he's got no anti-aircraft value, He's dead in the water, no air operations, and we lose any remaining air points. He did lose the 2 air points that he had anyway. Air units, sorry. He did lose the 2 units he had anyway. So that wouldn't have changed anything. However, he's in a crippled state now as well. So, is there a marker to mark that then? Crippled status. I'm not so sure. Because the other thing is, fire markers. Sorry for the dogs. Oh, yeah, there is a cripple marker. Yeah. Because what I'm going to have to do now is there's a little bit more of a knock-on effect. Because I want to see. I'm not guessing at this. I'm pretty sure that's right because this happened. How long ago did it happen, Grant? What I'm going to say here is it happened before this task group moved again, because this task group moved, I'm pretty sure, after this CVL cabal had been hit. So what happens there is, and I'm going to change the damage to 4. So he's got 4 points of damage on him. I don't want to bring them out on the map though. So what I'll do is I'll leave the 4 points of damage just down in his box here, right? It's got 4 points of damage. I'm going to leave that flight deck inoperable marker down there as well. Mind you, I don't know if I need that now because it says dead in the water, no air operations, lose remaining air units. Well, let's just have a look at crippled. What did I do with the CVL? I don't know. Hang on. I found it. It's here. Took me a while there. Yeah. So, but what's going to happen? Cause that moved, right? And of course, I just had a little read at all this crippled ships. Carrier or battleship of either side can become crippled as a result of damage. You can place a cripple marker as a reminder. Right, well, we'll found that cripple marker. A crippled ship can remain with its force or task group only as long as that force or task group remains in the same hex. Well, I'm pretty sure this task group was moved since this guy would have been crippled. That's if you're using that rule. And then it talks about when a crippled ship can actually move, only in turns ending in 30. What turn would we have been on then? That is actually 1730. So if it can move in this turn anyway, that must have been, hang on, that must have been it go, yeah, we've not had the US move this turn. So actually, the US move is the last turn. It was in the last turn. And within that turn, that would have been the 1610 day time. So we would not have been able to move with him then. And it says it can remain if it's in the same hex. However, it does say there it could move. So if it's on the 30-minute turn, then it could move with it, I suppose, if they're moving together. It says it's like it's being towed. So I think it could have done that if it was on the 30 turn, but it wasn't. It was in the 1610 turn. So it would have got left behind. And actually this turn, the 1630 turn, when we get the US move chit, I think I can then move it back into the same hex. So, and then of course, we've got to watch here because it does say a crippled US carrier can be the target of a Japanese air raid. However, a Japanese raid will attack a task group first. It will attack a crippled ship only if no task group target is within 12 hexes. And only if there's no Japanese surface force within 6 hexes of the crippled ship. Now we need to watch because there's a battleship down there. Japanese surface forces within 6 hexes of a crippled US ship will move directly towards that ship in place of mission movement, unless they are located in a zone adjoining these map edge, in which case mission movement takes priority. And then also crippled US ships can be attacked by Japanese submarines. When does that come in at? 14.25. Let me just quickly look at that what's on my mind. Submarine attacks against crippled ships occur at the end of each daylight game turn, not including DAS. Roll once per crippled ship, applying the listed modifier. Alright, okay, so that must be on the chart, on the sequence of play here, isn't it? Yeah, here. So it's just at the end of the day. So that would have happened at the end of the last day as well. So I need to do a roll for that as well, because we've moved into the next turn. Right, but what needs to happen is this. Here's the CVL Cabot, and it was moved from this hex into there. So he's in here. He's crippled. Let's look at that guy. Did these just launch this turn? No, I don't think so, Grant. Or did they? Well, you'll need to go back, because that's the segment I'm in, isn't it? It's like initiate air searches. That's what it'd be. Right, I can take this cube away. This was just as a reminder. No, actually, I'm leaving that cube. Sorry, that means that we've done it. It's these cubes up here. This was to say, right, what actually happens to that? We don't know, but I'm just going to leave that. And this is the one that we're in the progress of checking right now. I'm going to have a quick look to see if we launched this turn or not. Well, I think, yeah, was that not the whole purpose? No, I don't know. We might have done that last. Because remember, we would have done the search segment in phase 4 of the last turn. So it's not been that long ago since we've done it. Anyway, I'm understanding is that that's what's happened to that. Now, if I get the US move chip in this whenever I get it in this turn, I want to say that he can then rejoin that by moving, because it's the 30-minute turn. Now, obviously, if this wants to move further, which it might, then there's no real point me trying to do that, is there? But so we will see when come the time with that. So okay, this submarine bit though, the submarine attack. Well, we need to look at that then. Right, okay, so I think it's this table here. So a 1 to 9 is no, excuse me, no effect. A 10 is roll again and then check the results. So it's quite unlikely. It talks about roll once per crippled ship, applying the listed modifier for any surface units in the same hex. Apply any result to the crippled ship immediately. I'm not sure what that means. +1 to second die roll if no US destroyer unit in hex. -3 to second die roll if US destroyer unit in the hex. Well, I wouldn't. How would I be able to leave? I'm not sure how you would do that. Roll once per crippled ship, applying the listed modifier for any surface units in the same hex, which is what it's talking about there. What I mean by that is, we do have. This is a cruiser. This is a destroyer. And Desron, I don't know what Desron stands for. That maybe it tells you at the beginning of the book that. But these are all part of this task group. But could I have left one of them with this guy? I don't know. I never really thought about these splitting up and doing other things, to be honest. I dare say they could. I mean, we could have left one of them with it. I mean, that removes the anti-aircraft power that we've got a little, doesn't it? Yeah. But that would maybe protect the CVL. So I don't know. Maybe I could have left one of these behind with it. I'm not sure. Right, and that would have it would have gave us. You can see it would have gave us that -3 modifier here. However, if we do roll a 10 here, there's going to be a +1 modifier, because there's no US destroyer unit in the hex, and also a +1 because the target is crippled. Right, but I'm going to roll on that. So the first die roll, as long as I don't roll a 10, I just said that. The air attack, as long as I don't roll a 1, and I rolled it. Right, so anyway, anything except a 10. Right, relief 4. So no effect for that. And that was for that last turn. So every end of turn at the moment, we're going to have to check that. But you can see it's a long shot, isn't it? So, okay, right. Back to where we are then. Right, so I moved from there to there with this search point. No, I need to check these. Give me a second. Right, so no, they must have been launched in last turn. Phase 4 of the last turn. So they will be moving and maybe searching. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe that guy might get a look at this or something. Okay, so back to this guy. We've worked our way around. I think we did. Yeah, we've moved this guy back. We moved this guy back. I don't know what all happened. We clearly did not spot this. Doesn't look like we've done. Well, we wouldn't have got a shot at that, I don't think. Yeah, I want to say we maybe found somebody and got removed. Somebody got removed in here, maybe. Anyway, whatever. We're round to here. I was going clockwise from there. So we've got this guy to do. We've got the guy up there to do. And we've got these two guys that I've just launched to move as well. So I've already moved this guy from the green cube there to where he is. And I think we checked, and I think he was going to check this Force N, Butai 3, Force H, and Force K. And that's the reason, this is why I stopped, because I thought, well, what if I roll something for Force N? You know, I mean, this is a Butai, can't be upgraded. This is a Destroyer Force, can't be upgraded. This is a level 3, I mean, can become a level 4, but I think that's okay still to do that. Oh, if it's okay to still do that, is it not okay to, like, do something with that, Grant? Well, I'm just going to do it anyway. We can find out. Like I say, I'm pretty sure I will get a reply to that question. Right, just checking where we came from then. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then, yeah, it's grabbing that just as well. Is that right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then right along. Yeah, that's fine. So we've got N, Butai 3, H, and then K. So we're going to check them in that order. And I will, I'll just check the range off camera and just get this chart out. Yeah, and I'm just going to have to check the level 0 force as well if we had to roll a result for it. Well, we're going to find out now because he's the first one to do. So his closest target is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now what am I checking that for? Yeah, okay. Right. So it's a range of 9, so it's got a -1. It's not... nothing's applying there. It's not dusk yet or anything like that. So it's a -1. And we need at least a 4 result to do anything to it. So here we go. Right, 7 minus 1 is 6 then. So that is an S result. So, well, and like I said, this is where I feel a little uncomfortable about drawing. Well, I'll draw a level 1 ship, Hopefully it'll just be a false contact and we can get rid of it. Because if it's not, I'm not sure if I should be doing anything like that. Right, here we go. Right, there you go. Exactly what I was saying. This is a carrier. Now, before we hit the limit, before we hit the limit, we would have had to check and done a die roll for this to see if it was going to apply still. But yeah. Right, hang on. Let me see if I can. Maybe there's something in the rule book. I need to find that bit that talks about how when we were just up underneath the limit but above the threshold. That's the bit that I need to be looking at, I think. Right, give me a sec. Yeah, so this is the bit that we were checking before. If the commitment index currently equals or exceeds the commitment threshold, well, you know what? That is still the case. Just because I'm over the limit doesn't change the fact that I'm also over the threshold. So this still must apply then, Grant. That makes sense. Yeah, okay, I never thought of that then. Because we are still, just reading this, if the commitment index currently equals or exceeds the commitment threshold at the time a new carrier force is revealed, the force may turn out to be a false contact instead. Perform a commitment test using the commitment test table card 3 back as follows. And then, well, I'm actually going to look at that table then. And what I think was confusing me was that there's the threshold, and there's where we're at, and there's the limit. But all that's saying is that greater than or equal to that? And it is. The fact that it's past the limit doesn't really matter there, does it? It's still going to do the check. So we need that table. Yeah, let's see if this is, because actually, what are we on now? 22? So that's what the commitment index is at. 22. So there you go. It's not going to happen at all. So it's got it covered there, isn't it? So me talking about what's the point, and they're never going to this. Yeah. Well, I could have drawn a surface fleet there. So, and I'm not feeling comfortable with the fact that they should be placed on the map, but maybe they should. However, there's never any time I'm going to draw a carrier now, because I've got 20 plus, then there's nothing I can roll to do it. So, if commitment is less than smallest column value, no need to check. Alright, okay. Yeah, so that's not going to apply then. That's just going to become a false contact. And in fact, I think I can take that off there. And then that goes away, doesn't it? Yeah. That's right. Okay. Okay. I think that does cover that, actually, when I think about it. However, what if I'd drawn a small there, or a surface, small, medium, or large? Would that have still carried on? Because that doesn't check commitment. So, anyway, okay. Right, I think I can take that away now. That's a bit annoying, that's like that. Right, that's fine. It doesn't matter, crap. Okay, next one's going to be, what is it? Butai 3. Now, he's not getting, what is it? Shadowed. He's not getting shadowed. That submarine's actually pinned. So Butai 3, and he is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 away as well. He's got a -1 then for being 9 away. No other modifiers. He's spotted as it is anyway, and he can't be upgraded, so right, well, that was a nothing. But so he just stays spotted. The next one's going to be Force H. Now this is a level 3. It is fully spotted. And he's a bit closer as well, actually. 1, 2. Oh, hang on. No, yeah, you're fine, Grant. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. He's 7 away, so no modifiers to this level 3. And we kind of like to have a +1 chip for this. 5, that's not going to cut it, is it? No, you need a 7 at least. So a 5 would be a located result, but he's spotted anyway, so he just stays as he is. And finally, Force K, who's approximately sighted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's only 6 away, so no modifiers. Right, no modifiers. 7, yes, that's good. Actually, no, he's the S chip +1's not going to make any odds because he's at his maximum. He's a surface fleet that's marked on the map, so he's going to be spotted though rather than approximately sighted. So there is that. Wonder if I could move. Well, that's coming off, Grant. Just do that to tidy that up a little. That looks better. Okay, so that's him done all his spotting, so we can move on to the next one now. Right, who's next? Was one up here, and then we've got the 2 flying out. So I'll deal with this guy first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming from there. The other thing I was I took note of when the fact this task group's been moving means that they come back. They don't necessarily have to come. They can't come back to here. They've got to come back and land. And the fact this is moved 2 hexes forward, I'm assuming this just next turn 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's where it is, does that mean it just lands on the next turn? So it's actually landing a bit quicker. I can only assume that's what happens, but. And the same for this guy. This guy coming back here, well, he's heading towards the origin markers here, but his task group's there. So, I don't know. Does it start turning towards that? It must do, yeah. Anyway, right, checking this, we're going to get Butai 1 and Force T. Oh, what about A? 1, 2, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and along. Yeah, we're going to get A and T. So, and Butai 1. So, let's move back down here, and I'll just look over the ranges. Butai 1 should be 9, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, it's 8 because we moved the task group forward. Must have been after he had moved that last turn. Right, so it's, what did I say? It's 8 away. Oh, that is a -1. Did I glitch with that? I thought I had 8 previously and did not give a -1. I don't think we've rolled anything relevant anyway. So, yeah, so he's getting a -1 anyway. He's approximately sighted, but he's a Butai, so for a -1, well. Oh, yeah, no, that's the one we wanted. I forgot. That was the whole point of doing this search. And I mean, not that mattered to me rolling the dice there, but it was an important die roll, wasn't it? This is the whole reason we're doing the search in phase 1 here. Because when it comes around to drawing 5 chits, if we draw Butai 1, he's not going to be... So what was that I rolled? A 4. Yeah, but it was -1, wasn't it? So it's a 3, so it's no result. So we're going to have to hope that the next 5 chits drawn do not have Butai 1. Or we're kind of going to have to turn our focus elsewhere. Well, let's see if we can... Maybe we could grab something here. I know, well... Yeah, these are level 0s, aren't they? Right, let's do Alpha then, who is 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5 hexes away. And Tango will be the same, I think. 2, 3, 4, yeah. So these are both, so we'll do Alpha first, so no modifiers. And he's not spotted at all, he's a level 0. So I've only rolled a 1. So that tells me nothing happens and he just stays on the map. So that's all I can take from it. And then Force Tango, who's no modifiers as well. Right, that's a 9. So that's going to bring on... He's going to be spotted, but again, we need to draw a level 1 chit for him. And I think it's only relevant if we draw a surface or something here. I think. Right. Well, that's what we're drawing. So... Well, that's going to be a target for us, I think, if that goes away, because that's going to be closest. We don't want to mess about or do, you know. So that level 1 surface, I'm just not sure that should be like that. That kind of feels like there's something wrong there. I don't know. I'm not reading it anywhere that it tells me, and that's the thing. If it had been a carrier, yes, we would have removed it. A level 1 carrier, but it's not. It's a small surface. But it's just a surface, isn't it? I'm really hoping that Butai 1 chit does not be drawn then, because I don't really want to come back and maybe target that, because I'm not really sure it should be there. That's my feeling. It's only my feeling. I'm not reading it in the rules that way, but it could be in the rules, so I'm just missing it. It just kind of feels like that shouldn't have happened. But maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so that was that guy coming back, right? And then we've got the 2 fresh ones going out. So I think this guy can just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, does he get a look at Force O, Oscar? He's going up the spine. I don't think so, but hang on. Let me try and work this out. Oh, actually, well, from there he goes 3 hexes out. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then comes back in. So yeah, he does actually. He does get a look at him. So hang on, sorry, I thought I'd paused there. Hope I didn't mess up there then. Right, it's running now anyway. Yeah, so he's spotted as well, but he's a level 2, so we could do with upgrading him. And he's only 1, 2, he's only 3 away. Ooh. Yeah, he's going to get a +2 to this, isn't he? So a +2 to this roll, and we kind of want a 7 result here. So with a +2, well, that'll do, 11. So that's going to level up. I mean, this one I don't feel so bad about, because it was a medium surface fleet anyway. Medium surface force. And now, you know, it's... It's, you know, it was out there like that. It was one of the ones that we counted to you know, to see if we were, what we were doing about the going over the limit. So this is a level 2 to level 3. So, and he was spotted anyway, so I'll leave that there. So, well, actually, oh no, level 2 to level 3 surface. This is going to be him. Yeah, he's just going to become some ships now, isn't he? Because they only go to level 3. So, yeah, I'm just going to roll on this. So he's a medium surface. So we're rolling on that column there. So, yeah. A bit thumpy, but it was a 4, so sort of midway. So we've got a CA2 with a minus. So that says pick 2 cruiser chits and use the lesser. Okay, so cruiser, that's them there. So I've got some cruisers here. So I'm going to chuck 2 out. There's 1 and there's 1. So we've to pick the lesser of the 2. Well, sure, it's got to be that one, because they're both 10s, but this one's a 13 and a 6. So that's the one we're going to take. The other one goes back in the cup. And that's what that's going to become. And it's spotted. So we put that now out there. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And then that force O goes back on top. Okay. Yeah, and to be honest, the other aircraft. Right, and that was that guy flying out there. So this guy's now going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's going to check him too, but there's no point, is there? No, because I can't get any. I can't upgrade it anymore, and it's fully spoiled, so there's no point rolling on that. That's fine. Okay, and hang on. What about this guy? So I move from 1, 2, 3. I move from there to there. That's the other diagram, isn't it? So that was the second move. So it would go 1, 2, 3. Oh, it just misses it, I think, because then it goes in. No, hang on, I'm looking at that wrong. I think. One, two, three. I can't work that one out. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it definitely comes in and then goes down. Yeah, it actually goes 1, 2, 3, and then it goes there. Yeah, there. So it actually just does miss it, I think. I think that's right, anyway. So we'll just leave that. So that was that. Okay. Right, I think that's all the searches done then. So, yeah, like I say, I'm not feeling 100% comfortable with the fact this has turned into a surface force, but anyway. So we resolved all the searches. We adjusted commitment index. Well, that's never going to adjust now, I don't think. Oh well, no, that's not true. It could adjust when you level. Oh, actually, hold on. No, they don't have. They don't have. But this one could adjust. If we had upgraded that one, it might have changed it, wouldn't it? Yeah. Right. Anyway. So now we're in air operations. Right, what are we at? 42 minutes. Well, I'm not launching anything. I'm not landing anything. We could whiz through this, to be honest. I could finish this phase anyway. For sure. Right. So air operations, I'm not going to launch anything. There. No, we've only got one fire. So do you want to raise servicing to ready? Yeah. No, we've nothing in servicing. Sorry, it's the next one down I'm looking at. Yeah, so nothing from servicing to ready. Hangar 2 from servicing. Yeah, I want to move these 2 attack planes into there. So yeah, you kind of need more than the 2. Yeah, I was watching back. All the hits that I've had have been on my attack planes, haven't they? And to be honest, we've got... Yeah, that's a bit weak. You know what? I think if you're going to launch another Air Mission 4, it's almost at its target, but that's going to be a while before it gets back. I actually think I might launch another strike just with these 2 guys. Yeah, why not? So I need probably 3 F6Fs is wiser, so we've got 1 there, so I should probably have 2 coming up as well. Now it's all, remember, it's got to be from these 2 Grant. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll just use these. So I'm going to move them up as well. So then next turn I'll get them up there and we can launch that as a sort of mini airstrike. Okay, and nothing from the service into hangar. No, that's fine. So and then lower flight deck to hangar. We have these guys now. This can come up. That's the 2 spotting points that must have came back. These can go up. That's fine, there's 4 in there. That can go up, and that can go up. That's that, and we've nothing to land. No. So that's that. US interception, well, there's nothing to do there. Japanese air attack segment, no. US air attack segment, no. But I'm hopeful we might be able to get one in the second phase. But if Butai 1 comes out the cup, then sadly that might not be the case. Okay. When was that to roll for the... Yeah, it's here. It's the bit you're just about to go on to, Grant. Clear non-operative flight decks. Well, I don't know if there's supplies anymore, though, because we're crippled. I don't think it matters. What rule was it? 12.13. The end of each action phase, roll and die for each inoperative flight deck marker. See, I don't think I should have that marker anymore anyway. I shouldn't have got that marker to start with. It should have just been dead in the water, as it puts it. Just try. Yeah, there it's there. Well, where does it tell you? Oh, 12.11. Yeah, we'll just... I should have just came across the rule book. I think it'll just tell us here. 12.12. Inoperative flight decks. A US carrier that suffers any hits, even light damage, immediately receives an inoperative flight deck marker. Whereas this marker cannot conduct any air operations. This includes launching or landing units and raising or lowering aircraft. And then we roll for that. So it's whenever it takes any damage. However, if it's crippled... Yeah, it doesn't really highlight it in the crippled ships part, but it says in this chart that a crippled ship is dead in the water, no air operations, and you lose remaining air units. So my guess is we cannot ever carry out any air operations with that carrier again. Kind of makes sense, yeah? So I think that's right. Okay. So I'm gonna take that marker off. Don't think we need that now. We know, because we've marked it as crippled anyway. It's on the... yeah, I'll leave the cripple marker on the actual... the CVL, I think. Okay. Alright, sorry. Doorbell. As you probably heard. So... yeah, so we're down there. We're going to assume that it doesn't actually have that, so... it can't do it. And clear deck crashes. Advanced phase marker. So on to phase 2. And then back up to move all air raids. Well, there's none of that, but then we're going to draw some chits. Yeah, I kind of want to keep going here, but I think because that's 48 minutes, what I'll do is I'll just stop this part. And I'll just do a quick stop and restart again. And yeah, I'll be back with part... what was this? This is 49, isn't it? Yeah. So I'll be back with part 50 shortly. Okay, cheers.